Hey guys, it is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, and I'm back with some free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. We are in the new month, guys, of November 2024. This month will be themed with free piano plugins and delay plugins. So anything piano-esque, we're going to talk about it as much as we can for this month. So let's jump into it. The free VST plugins for today are as follows. So first up here, we have Keyzone, or Keys One, however you choose to say it. But this one has been around for a while. I don't think they're ever going to update it any further. I think this is it for the free version, but it is still very functional. This is my go-to piano whenever I'm starting like a new beat or writing a song and I need a piano to just start laying out my chord structure, progression, all that good stuff. 9 out of 10 times I start here if I need a piano, because the piano sounds so good. It's easy to pull up. It's very lightweight on the system. So this is my go-to. It has a couple of presets in there. So there's a Yamaha grand piano. There is a Steinway grand piano, basic electric, and a Rhodes piano. They all sound pretty good. I think my favorite is the Steinway, but depending on how I'm feeling and what I'm going for, I choose whatever preset works for me. Interface is very simple. Right here they have attack, decay, sustain, release, your ADSR section. There's a detune knob, which I never touch. Volume knob. Up here we have reverb. You can just dial in some quick reverb, just to get that vibe. If you need it, you could take it off and add your own reverb later on, whatever you want to do. There is a velocity curve section here if you want to mess with that. LFO and LFO rate and LFO depth. There is panning here also, and I'm thinking that's dealing with more the electric pianos. If you're trying to get that, what is that thing? Tremolo. There we go. The tremolo effect. You have pan mode, whatever type of tremolo you want, whether it's more pan based, volume based tremolo, or more like a frequency modulation based tremolo. This one is from the developer Bitsonic, and like I said, they're not developing this anymore. There is a Keyzone version 3. This is the Keyzone Classic. There's a version 3, which is their paid version. So the interface is not resizable, but like I said, it gets the work done. It gets the job done. Very lightweight, quick to load, and just get going with your creativity. Next up, this one is Mac and PC compatible also. Next up, we have Piano One from Sound Magic. So this one, similar to the last one, it's been around for a while. This one has a lot more support, I would say. They've been updating the interface over the years. The interface is a little bit sleeker. This one is resizable with a caveat. So up here we have this SD button, which I guess is standard definition, and then if you click on it, you just have one other option which says 4K. Hit 4K, close the plugin, then reopen it, and it just gets huge. But then you can tell that they didn't do, it's not a vector resize, so the plugin looks kind of blurry, not as sharp. Basically the graphics are getting stretched out, so it doesn't look as punchy, the colors and the look of it, and it's not as sharp, which is neither here nor there because it has nothing to do with the performance or the sound. But just bear that in mind. It's kind of jarring when it reopens because it's just very big. There's no in between. It's just standard definition or 4K, and it's huge when it's 4K. It takes up about 90 to 93% of the screen. It's very daunting. Otherwise, the interface is very functional, and there's a lot of options here. So we have reverb, and just in the reverb section, you have surface, smooth. They have early reflection. You have a mix knob, time, width of the reverb, and then there are different types of reverbs. So you click right here and you have different types of reverb spaces, different reverb algorithms. Then with presets, I think I counted about 15 overall presets for the actual piano itself, which, changes all these settings to give you different sounds. So over here we have a harmonic section, which helps with the tone and the texture of the sound and how direct or how backed off the sound is. We have a tone section here that has a high, low, and a lid, so you can basically open and close the lid of the piano, mainly for the grand piano, because they have grand pianos and they have upright pianos in here. And this is a straight acoustic piano plugin. I don't think there's any electric pianos there. The last one that we talked about, Keyzone, it has these two main pianos, which I think they're both grand pianos, and then the other two are electric pianos, basic EP, and then a Rhodes piano. This one is just straight either a grand piano or upright pianos. So over here there's a tuning section, which I never touch. Then we have the noises. You can dial in how loud the pedal is, string, and hammer off noises. There's a style section here, which I'm not sure what that's for. I don't really mess with these settings. I just go through the presets and see which one tickles my fancy. There is a velocity / dynamic section here, which is cool to have. And there's a resonance level and dampening. So this one is fully featured. We have a master knob down here, master output, and then you have a representation of your keyboard down here. Very functional. There's an AI tools section. I don't mess with any of that stuff. You can check it out. It's pointless in my humble opinion, but there's an AI tools section. It gets unnecessarily complicated, but definitely check out Piano One. So it's Piano One, and then there's another name, Neo Piano. It's very confusing because in my DAW, like I think they call it Piano One, but then it also comes up as Neo Piano in my DAW. It's weird. So I think it started out as Neo Piano in the older version, and then I don't know, the rights got sold to another company, and then it became Piano One. They did updates, but they still have Sound Magic Neo Piano. It's weird. But the link will take you to the download page, so don't worry about it. Just call it Piano One. So that is Piano One from Sound Magic. Next up here, we have Monster Piano version 3. So this is from Monster DAW / Agamis Arteman. And this one is fairly new, lasts probably like 3 or 4 years. They've been updating it. We're up to version 3. So it has all the latest VST 3 features. It's Mac and PC compatible. The screen is resizable in a very pleasing and sensible way. The interface is very streamlined and straightforward. So we have up here, we have effects. We have your reverb. We have a delay, chorus, distortion. So because they give you all these different effects, that's why you end up with a lot of presets, because you have a lot of settings to dial in different vibes and tones when it comes to the different types of pianos. And they packed it full of a lot of pianos. So I don't remember how many presets are here, but as you can see on the screen, they have like any category. So you have grand pianos, and we have 7 grand pianos here. Electric grand, experimental pianos, upright pianos. So you have a lot of options of different tones, timbres, and styles of pianos. So definitely check those out. We have an ADSR section. We have panning, volume, and a filter knob right here. And then with the filter, you can choose between, I think, high pass and low pass. There might be a band pass, but I'm figuring they definitely have high pass and low pass. So this one's very straightforward. Lots of pianos to choose from, presets to choose from. So you can get a lot done with this one. A lot of options to get you where you need to be. So that's Monster Piano from Agus Hardiman / Monster DAW. All right, so for the delays for today, we have, I think this is pretty much Crumble. It's not spelled Crumble, but I'm figuring it's Crumble. That's what they're going for with the name. This is from the developer Unplug Red, which I think I featured one of their plugins last week. But this one is a delay plugin, of course. The interface is very simplistic and a little wacky. It actually is very interactive with your sound. So as it's doing what it's doing, it's animating and moving around. But it's very interesting because it has some nice features to it. So you have your basic dry wet, feedback, your time, then there's a modulation section, and then we have ping pong. Quick tip with the time section, by default, it is set to milliseconds to set your feedback time by milliseconds. If you hold, I think it's control, there might be a note on the screen on the interface that tells you. If you hold control while you're moving the knob for time, it'll switch to time signature. So you'll get quarter note, half note, that type of setting. So you don't have to do the math of the milliseconds to set it. Just hold control while you move the knob and you'll get time signatures to do, quarter note triplet or quarter note or eighth note triplet with your feedback bounce. There's a low pass filter, and one of the interesting things is this reverse knob. So you can get a reverse delay effect out of this, which is pretty cool. And then the chew knob, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it kind of mangles the sound a bit. And there's also a pitch knob, so you can have your delay at a totally different pitch, which is very interesting and very creative. So I like using this one. I was actually working on a new song today, and I was using this plugin on this plugin. So I had it on my piano as I was writing the chords and writing the song with like the reverse delay thing going with it. It's pretty cool. Last up for today, we have M Delay. So M Delay from the developer Melda Productions, which I've talked about before. And I want to definitely give my kudos to Melda Production. I didn't even realize that I've been talking about Melda Production. They're bundled. They have a bundle of about 37 or 38 plugins. And I've been talking about them for years, but I didn't even realize that there was no delay in that bundle. There are, I think, 2 or 3 reverbs. They've been adding reverbs, and there's a lot of other stuff, compressors, EQs, all different types of weird filters. And didn't realize that there's no delay in the free bundle. So now they just released a free delay, and just like with all the plugins, the interface is very simple, very similar, I should say, in the wrapper that they always have for the UI. So you have the section on the side where you can set it to see the A-B section, and it'll be A through H. It gives you 8 slots to actually set up different settings, and then you can audition A, B, C, D, so on and so forth to see which settings you like best. Also, with their interface, as you can see here, they always have multiple skins, so you could change the look of the delay if you want to. By default, it should be like this, but they always have that with all their plugins by default. With this delay, it has 2 taps, which is cool. So you can set up 2 separate delays and then set up how you want the panning to be. Give me a second here. We got to update this information that is displayed on the screen. Save this. Refresh this. There we go. So with this one, you have 2 tap units. We have 2 delay algorithms, 3 delay types, and much more. High pass, low pass filter. It is Mac and PC compatible. They have resonance. We have saturation. Of course, it's a dry wet knob. Fully featured, a lot of controls. And as usual with Melda, you get lots of presets. So that's pretty much it for the plugins for today, guys. As we begin the month of November 2024, themed with free VST pianos and delays. So the link is in the description. It'll take you to that blog page that we just looked at, and you can click on the corresponding download links for the plugins that you're interested in. Add them to your arsenal and see how they work out for you. There's also a link in the description for a video series that I did called PC Specs and how it relates to music production. So if you're looking to understand how your DAW works along with your computer and its internal parts to help you produce music, mix, master, record music, compose, sample, whatever you do in music production, it'll help you understand how it all works together to do that smoothly. And if you're having any issues, that series will give you some insight on what might be causing the problem. Do I need more RAM? Do I need a more updated, more powerful CPU? What's more important? CPU cores, clock speed, which one's more important? Why do I need more RAM? All that good stuff. How important is your hard drive speed and storage size? Why is it important? What role do all those components play within the grand scheme of you producing music at whatever level and whatever your workload and workflow is? So check that out. It'll give you some insight on what you need to pay attention to get your rig running seamlessly. Also, there is a link in the description for these videos that I do. It's a growing playlist of these videos that I do twice a week. If you're looking for more free VST plugins, definitely check out that link in the description. All right, guys, check back later this week. I'm not sure if I'm doing Thursday or Saturday. We'll see. But check back this week as we continue the new month themed with free VST pianos and delays for November 2024. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, you will see me in the next video.